Without me, Rick James. Open like a window, no window. Look at the videos, stuff that could be you.
Because they like Sanya on. And everybody on the East Coast calls me Don. I'm like, what is Don?
My mom thought I was on Long Island, but I was at Howard Homecoming.
Ready?
Turn it up.
Let's go. Welcome, everyone. You are now tuned into another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. I'm your host, Sanya Hudson Payne. And how do I start off each and every single episode? You guessed it. I have another great show for you. Coming up in just a few short moments, I have Phil Wright. Now, if you don't know who Phil Wright is, trust me, after this conversation, you will. Phil Wright is a world-renowned choreographer, and he is also an executive producer on the Disney's Channel latest show, Under Wraps. Now, I'm excited to have this conversation, and let me tell you why. Social media is ruling the world. It is dictating just about every station, every single narrative. Phil managed to create these viral videos, and now within just a few short years, he is an executive producer. He's also worked with a lot of amazing talents as their choreographer, so we're going to discuss all of that, because remember, the goal of Sanya on Air is to unpack celebrity pivotal moments and their milestones. But before we bring Phil in, do me a favor. I need you to subscribe to every Sanya on Air streaming platform. Sanya on Air streams on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Alexa, Stitcher, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. No matter what streaming platform there is, Sanya on Air is there. So make sure that you click the subscribe button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, not only subscribe, but there's a little bell right next to it. That's the notification button. Make sure you hit that button so that you can hear ding. That's right. That way, every time I upload a new celebrity interview, you know. So do me a favor. Head right on over to wherever you are and just press that subscribe button. And once again, if on YouTube, the notification button. So let's get to it. Sanya on Air Empower Apparel. With everyone wearing masks, why not let your clothing do the talking for you? Visit Sanya on Air Empower Apparel using the link in the description section of this episode and purchase premium t-shirts in various empowering themes. All clothing is 100% premium cotton from sizes small to 2 extra large. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. Now, if you're a supporter of Sanya on Air, that means you're just like me. That means that you live and breathe everything television, film, music, fashion, and beauty. So I wanted to find out what was going on in the streets of New York City. How are they entertaining themselves? So why not get into some entertainment review? So tell my Sanya on Air viewers and listeners, what song do you have on repeat?
So right now it's actually Hurricane by Kanye West featuring The Weeknd.
How else can you support? Cash App. Cash App me at $ Sanya Hudson. That's SanyaHudson.
Hey,
Hi, Phil.
how you doing, Sanya? How are you?
I'm good. Let me tell you something. This is real excitement. I'm really excited to speak with you this morning.
Don't play with me this morning, okay? Please.
No, I'm serious. Let me tell you why. Because
Okay.
when I researched you, it just seemed as if there was like this seamless and quick, catapult to where you currently are, as an executive producer on the Disney Channel. And I love to hear about success stories and the work that it took.
Yes.
Because I'm always still, a work in progress. And I love to speak to successful people because we want to know, damn it, how did you do it?
Well, as you know, it's a long process. You always have to walk through the mud before the success comes. But, as it may look like online, it may look like it was a quick fix. Man, let me tell you, this has been years and years and years of hard work and dedication. So, and you know, I'm just very, very grateful. I have to pinch myself every now and then and be like, wait, what just has happened? What's going
Yeah.
on? You know,
Yeah.
so I have my, you know, I've been blessed. You know, I'm not going to talk about religious views, but I'm blessed and I have, you know, everything that I really, really want in life right now.
Let me tell you, this is the type of show you don't have to shy away from, just acknowledging God's grace and mercy.
Okay.
You know, I'm one of those outlets. Like God told me, whenever you get to where you are, never deny my name. So,
Right, 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 right.
I'm gonna kind of, moonwalk, like Michael Jackson, going backwards. Work as a choreographer. Now, you've choreographed for some of the biggest celebrities, Lil Nas X and
Yes,
Cardi B. Those are
yes.
huge names. So let's just talk about Lil Nas X. What video did you choreograph?
Well, the first video I was able to choreograph was his Panini video. That's when he was like sort of, I mean, obviously his first break was Old Town Road and whatnot. And I guess through social media is a very powerful thing. And I was referred by one person to another, to another, to another, and then it ended up in Lil Nas X's, desk, and he was like, okay, bring him in. And I worked with him, and it was actually a director that I worked with there. His name is Mike Diva. From there, we worked together, and he referred me to another job, and he was like, I need you to do this job for me really quick. Da, da, da. And I was like, who was it? You didn't tell me the artist. I walked in the studio, and there was Will Smith sitting right there, and and I had the opportunity to work with Will Smith and work with him on the project as well. And I always tell my students, man, just have great work ethic, be nice, move with kindness, and I promise you, your career is going to be very, very long.
Those are good, teachable moments, for my
Yes.
audience tuning in, because,
Mhm.
there are a lot of people using social media nowadays without any plan, without any end goal, without any intention. So I'm glad that you had a level of mindfulness,
Absolutely.
for social media. And also your character spoke volumes because
Mhm.
someone saw your work ethic and then referred you to someone else. And then you walk
Yeah.
into a room and Will Smith is there.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what I would do if I walked into a room.
Really, really, really mind blowing. I was like, okay. And we took a picture. He was very nice, and it was just amazing. It was really good. And he didn't know like Will Smith was my idol. You know what I mean? Like I walked in the room, I was geeking. I was like, okay, I gotta work now. Hold on. I forgot I gotta work.
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Oh my gosh. So, just talking about the choreographer, most people don't know of the choreographer. They only know of the artist who's out front. So, can you just tell us how important is a choreographer to an artist's career?
It shapes a lot. It shapes a lot. And I think choreographers don't get enough credit because they're responsible specifically for the moves on stage.
Yeah.
But man, we become motivators, coaches for these artists. And the moves that you see these artists do uh, on the front lines, on stage, is typically what you see when you walk into a rehearsal.
Mm.
That artist is actually the the choreographer standing in that spot. So
Mm.
we're the identical replica of that, and we're just replacing them with their face or whatnot. But it's a huge process, and we take on many, many hats besides just creating moves.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm formally trained dancer.
Hey,
I started dancing. Yeah, I got some moves too.
hey.
I was trained in ballet, modern, jazz, tap, African since I was the age of 5. And then I remember going into high school and the college application process started. And I was like, well, the only thing my dance teachers told me was that I can just go on auditions. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that might not be the career for me. But people like you have proven that there is a career outside of just going on auditions and being told no all of the time. So when did you know that there was life outside of a dancer's trajectory out of just being on the stage auditioning?
When I had nothing left. When I had
Mm,
nothing left, when you have I think those are the best moments where you depict and are clearly to recognize like, look, whether you tell me yes or not, no, I'm gonna make it. Okay, like it doesn't take validation from you for me to feel like I'm worth something. You know, so I think it was. I moved to LA with my wife. 8 years ago, and I was auditioning and being told no so many times. People don't see that, right?
mm,
Like
mm.
people don't see the auditions and the gigs that you don't make
Yeah.
and it was hard, man, and people don't see how many times I go to sleep and cry myself to sleep because I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent or do whatever. Sorry, she's like um, but but yeah, it just took that, and I took it upon myself to say, you know what, I have to create my own lane.
Mm.
I have to create my own yeses. I have to create my own opportunities. And that's something that I did. And I just took to social media and just rocked with the wave.
Yeah, yeah. So just talking about social media once again, you had these videos, these dance videos, and they were very family oriented.
Yes.
And they went viral. And then it landed you once again into the eyes of some major influencers. So just
Mhm.
talk about those viral family dance videos that you created. What was it called? The Family Jam? Is that
Right.
it?
So the original name is called The Parent Jam. That's something that's copyrighted, that's trademarked and everything by me, Phil Wright Inc.
Uh-huh.
Now, I was approached by a producer. Her name is Irene Dreyer. Love her to death. Shout out to Irene. She approached me and said, "Hey, I think this is a clever idea for a TV show." So just before we go into that, the Parent Jam is a class concept where the parent and the child of that family, or parent or guardian of that family, dances together in a class. So during that era when I was doing that, everyone was highlighting like, you know, the best dancer in the class. You know, my class was strictly for uplifting, inspiring, just anyone can do it, right? That's the whole motto, right? So I took that concept and just recorded and posted it online. Irene Drea approaches me and says, "Hey, I think this is a great TV show." I said, "What, lady? You wasting my time. Like, I ain't got time for you." And 9 months later, Disney gave me the green light to develop their first uh, family dance competition on Disney Channel called Disney's Fam Jam. Okay.
Wow.
Yep. So, and that's actually the jacket I have on right now. So, we went on to produce that. We got a double order, 20 episodes, 18 to 20 episodes. They hooked it right off the bat, and I was able to executive produce, choreograph, and be a host on the show.
I love it. I took a look at some of the episodes, and it was so much fun. And I said, this is what's needed, especially in this day and age, because we don't really talk about family dynamics too much. And
Mhm.
I know during this whole, the beginning of, I don't call it the pandemic, I call it the plandemic. My my daughter and I, she's 26 years old, and we started doing TikTok videos together. And when I tell you, it just built the relationship between she and I, because she was teaching me some things. I was teaching her some ballet moves. So
Yep.
when I heard that you were doing something like this, I said, oh my gosh, I wish more people knew about this family dynamic,
Yep.
because it is totally amazing. So
Yep.
now they gave you another show. Let's transition into how you became the executive producer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that was a part of the contract. That was something that my lawyer negotiated, and obviously I was going to be executive producer because it was my brand and I was selling them the IP, and I gave them my conditions and they agreed upon it. So
Wow.
that's you know when I got that green light, I cried. Like, I just nearly broke down because you never think about things about selling a TV show, having your own show on a network, on Disney. Like, Walt Disney is the biggest network, you know what I mean, ever. So it's like, how did I do that? So sometimes the feeling is just unreal.
Yeah, but before we just talk about the show under wraps a little bit more, I'm still stuck that you negotiated that in your contract.
Yes, yeah.
That's huge.
You
Most
gotta have a good team. You have to have a good team to negotiate those things. And you know what? I'm giving up a lot. I sold them the IP. A lot of people don't understand. You sell the IP, that means you're selling the intellectual property to them. You're giving them your baby that you've developed. Some people don't do that. Like how artists stay independent and they don't want to sign to. It's sort of like that. So I had to make sure that I was receiving and getting all that I needed to feel comfortable with selling my IP.
Where
So
did you get that courage from? Because most people would have sat in front of executives totally intimidated, but you went in there knowing exactly what you wanted. Where did that
no,
courage come
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was scared. Don't get it wrong. I was scared, but you got to fight. You have to fight. You have to fight and stand up
from?
for what and you can't be scared. Although I was internally like frightened, you have to put on your business hat and play the game just like everyone else does, and be confident, feel great in your skin, know who you are, and know that you're great when you step into those offices.
So did you have a plan B if they had told you no?
Nope. No plan B. There is no plan. You know what? I am strictly on going with the plan at hand. And once if and that explains my life, me jumping into this industry, not having, any second job or anything like that. I've never I'm not wired that way, and not saying that that's not, that's wrong or that's bad. It's just that the way I move, I'm so laser beam focused, there is no plan B. And if there is a plan B, which it will come out, then, we will talk about it at that present moment. You
Right.
know, you cross that bridge when it comes along. But I don't plan ahead that far, unless it's financial stuff.
Got it. As you were talking, just thinking about there's no plan B, and it just made me think about this book I read years ago, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh,
And
yes. Oh, yes.
yeah, that's something that they say, just having that tunnel vision, sticking to your goals, sticking to your plan, not coming up with other options, because then you're really not giving any credit to what you're
doing. Yep.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. But who else besides me hates standing in long lines at the grocery store? Well, if you're a part of the Sanya On Air family and have EBT SNAP benefits, you can skip the long lines and get your groceries delivered to your home in as fast as 1 hour using Instacart. Want to know how? Simply pay for your groceries with your EBT SNAP on Instacart and get free delivery or pickup on your first 3 orders of $35 or more up until December 31st, 2021. Interested? Use the Sanya On Air Instacart link in the description section of this episode, or if you're watching this episode on YouTube, use the QR code. You mentioned that, but tell us all about this new Disney show.
The movie?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So I have a new movie that's out that I am just an actor in. I play Harold in the new movie Under Wraps, which is just released on Disney Plus. So this is a remake of the 1997 original movie that was released on Disney Channel. And I play, shout out to Bill. Bill played the mummy back in 1997.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the movie?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm an avid television watcher. I'm so sorry. I think, this is why I transitioned into this. I knew somehow that I would be in entertainment. So when my dancing career, just kind of, phased out and I just wanted to make my parents proud and, do a degree, I wasn't being honest with myself. And I said, I need to get back to entertainment. So
Right.
where I
Right, right,
landed.
right. That's
Go
awesome.
ahead,
That's
back to you. It's not about me.
That's okay. That's okay. So I mean, and they sent me a script, and I didn't have any dialogue. I was like, yeah, what am I supposed to do here? And they were like, well, we want to see if you can make us laugh with your body physically. Like,
Mm.
we want to see physical comedy. And I said, okay, I think I could do that. And I had the audition all on Zoom, all on like a a service like this.
Uh-huh.
And I had them cracking up. I had them laughing. And next thing you know, I was on set in Vancouver shooting a movie
Wow.
under wraps. Yeah. Yep,
So
yep.
your audition was nonverbal. You just had to make them laugh
Nonverbal.
with body language.
Body language, physical comedy. Yeah. Back to the old I Love Lucy days.
Oh yeah.
And like all the physical comedy back in the day. Yes.
But I see the connection between you expressing yourself via dance and
Yes.
now you landing this role.
Yes.
It all makes sense. And this is
They
why I'm
all
telling people you have to be creative. So although my degrees are in psychology, I'm using my psychology when I'm talking to individuals
Yep.
and getting them to unpack pivotal moments and milestones. So you just have to reinvent what people think is tradition.
Absolutely. And those things, those current moments that you are in are only set to set you up for the next big thing. You know what I mean? You're going to utilize those tools to do major things. And dancing, I never thought I would be in a movie. What? I never thought I would be creating a dance show. What? You know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily dancing all the time for a buck, but I'm dancing. My dancing ability allows me to do many other things,
Yeah.
so which is an amazing thing to see. So it's awesome.
So the Disney Channel is more family friendly, child friendly, and oftentimes when talent gets into those lanes, they can be typecasted. Do you want to go into other genres, maybe something that is rated R?
Oh, well, absolutely. I'm open for all of that. But you know what? For some reason, I've been running away from children, and they just keep following me, girl. They just keep on. It's just something that I teach kids for a living, and I'm a firm believer on, if you're good at what you do, just master it and be the best that you can do. You know what I mean? So, I think it's been helping me, and I've been it's been changing me as an adult as well. So,
Mm.
I wasn't always, this kid friendly kid. I came off of the streets, Miami, Florida, and, I was just a troubled kid. And turns out I ended up taking on a role that actually changed my entire life.
Wow. So tell my audience, why should we be watching Under Wraps on Disney Plus?
Listen, you should be watching Under Wraps on Disney Plus because it is the best movie out right now. Kid friendly. Everyone can watch. The family could watch. You can watch the mummy dance. You can watch all these Disney stars just go at it. And it's just a fun loving show. And it is something that you guys can watch for the Halloween season.
Well, you got me convinced. Definitely. It is the Halloween season. This remake, I wanted to see if it can beat the first.
Yes, yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I know you can't beat nostalgia, all right? I know. I get it.
You did the damn thing.
But just give us a chance.
We will. So how can my audience continue following you? What's your social media?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Phil_Wright_. You can also follow me on TikTok, which is really big right now, Phil Wright_. And you can also follow me on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Phil Wright.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for your time. We will be tuned in to Under Wraps and tuned into your social media because this is just the beginning. And I am excited to see where this will go. I hear you. Is that your daughter in the background?
That was my daughter, yes. And I have another one on the way. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes. Please, I need some tips, girl.
Yes, I can give you plenty. My daughter's 26 and I still have all my hair and my eyelashes.
Woo! Please send me some suggestions, please.
Okay, Phil, thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Take care.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. There you have it. Phil Wright. That was an absolute pleasure to talk with Phil. Did you know that the movie Under Wraps that is now streaming on Disney Plus, did you know that the first one, the original film, starred none other than Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby. I wonder, I should have asked Phil that. How did it feel filling the shoes of Bill Cosby? But you know, nowadays you can't say nothing about Bill Cosby with the jello pudding. So we're going to leave Bill alone. Okay. But honestly, you know, I started off as a formally trained dancer, you name it, every single day. I mean, performing art school, private dance lessons in 42nd Street, ballet, modern, jazz, tap, African. I did it all. And I'm telling you, when it came time for me to fill out my college applications, I was just like, well, what if I break a leg and my dance career is over? I can't make a living from kind of figure it out. Like I said, you know, make my parents proud as well. But then it had to get to a point where I felt unfulfilled. And when this opportunity landed in my lap, I took advantage of it. And this is why Sanya on Air is now 10 seasons strong. Okay. So Phil also spoke about his dedication and the pursuit of happiness. See how I tied in Will Smith? Can I do it or not? But it was a lot of hard work. I'm telling you, when I was researching him, the internet will have you believing that his success happened overnight. So he moved from Miami to Los Angeles in 2013. And when I tell you, just grinding. You know, I have some friends, I have family members who tell me that they want to enter into this whole entrepreneurial space and they just don't know how to remain consistent. And I challenge them. You have to actively be working on your brand every day, every single day. Working on your brand and just being creative so that you can take it to the next level. Darling, sit the fuck down. Don't do nothing at all. Make it your hobby, but don't make it your career because it's not going to go anywhere. A lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. So, you know, just starting to create videos that are family oriented. Who thinks about families nowadays? Nobody at all. Okay. So to know that Phil created content that involves family and just strengthening the family dynamics. This is why I definitely salute him because he just created a lane that no one wants to enter. And he worked with Lil Nas X, Cardi B, but Lil Nas X, that boy got talent. Okay, that boy got talent. So thank you for tuning in to another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. Once again, make sure that you subscribe to every Sanya on Air streaming platform. Sanya on Air is streaming on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, and just about every streaming platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and also hit the notification button. Make sure you listen to and watch all of my Sanya on Air celebrity interviews where I unpack celebrity pivotal moments and milestones.
Are you ready?
I'm full. I'm complete. I can start my day because I had an amazing conversation, some teachable moments, some lessons, some food for thought so that I can face another amazing Sanya on Air day. Thank you so much, dolls. Smooches.